Good morning, students. We're going to look at building our templates today for making our projects. For the fourth graders, we're going to be making a disc like this, and what you need to do is you're going to get your poster board this weekend, and you're going to have to measure from this corner, this side I should say, not corner, side, to this other side, and it's going to need to be 10 1/4 inches across. So it'll be 10 1/4 inches from here to here, here to here. Across here is going to be 1 1/4 inches. And you're going to need to make a circle inside and a circle on the outside, and then cut it out. And then keep that, because when we get ready to start building our project, you're just going to build the project right on the disc. That'll help get you your project in a nice circle for you and make it a little easier. And then we'll be gluing each piece on. It's going to take a few weeks to get it glued together. Fifth graders, you're going to get your poster board. It's going to be cut like this. Third graders, you're going to get a bigger piece. It won't have the circle on it, but you'll be able to draw it on there. On fourth grade or fifth graders, you need to get this. This is what size it's already going to be cut out to be, the way it's set up. But from here to here is 2 inches all the way around. You're going to have to measure that and draw your lines so you're 2 inches away from the outside all the way around, and then cut out the center. That way we can just put it on there, and that'll be your backing board for your project. All right. Now, sixth graders, we've got a lot of work to do for you. You're going to have to do all kinds of drawing, because you've got to make yourself a template like this. And this is all the pieces for your table. So we're going to start with the tabletop, okay? And it's going to go on here like so. You got one here, and then another one gets drawn over on this other side. All right? So I hope you have your pencil ready so you can write down these measurements, because you'll need them. You can refer back to the video anytime to get them. But for the tabletop, we're going to be going 8 1/2 across this way, and it's going to be 19 inches long across here. All right, and you're going to have 2 of those. Now we're also going to do the supports. Depending on how well you draw and how careful you are, your leg supports and your table supports go on here like this. So we can get 4 of them in here like this. They're 1 3/4 inches wide, and they're 12 3/4 inches from this tip right here to the other end. So 12 3/4 from there to there. All right. The table legs, again, we can get 4 of them on here. They sit up here on the top like this, and they are 21 1/2 inches long. So it's going to be 21 1/2 from here to here, and 1 3/4 wide from here to here. Now don't worry about the holes and marking them. We'll get to that in a later project in the class, okay? We will also need to make the leg supports. All right? These leg supports are going to be 2 1/4 inches, 2 1/2 inches wide this way by 13 3/4 long. So from here to here, 13 3/4. Putting all this together on the board is going to give us a good schematic to start with. Now eventually you're going to need to cut those out so we can lay them on the wood to mark them, to cut them with the saws, and then we'll have to glue the tabletop. This tabletop board is actually going to be 2 pieces of board, so you're going to have to do 4 of these to make the 2 halves and glue them together. And then we'll work on the rest of it. The other thing that we're going to have, and you're not going to be getting that anytime real soon, that'll be closer to the end of the project, is you're going to get dowel rods. And we're going to have to cut the dowel rods to the length that we need for different pivot points on the project. All right, there's gonna be 4 of those small ones and 1 large one. Now you'll get 1 long dowel rod and you'll have to cut it to the length that you're gonna need for each point. Now once we start getting some of the stuff together, the biggest project is gonna be gluing the tabletop, the 2 halves with the 2 boards for each half. Once that's done, then we can work on starting to sand it, and we can cut out the other pieces and start sanding them. As we work through the sanding process, it's going to take a few weeks. We're going to start with 1 grit sandpaper, and we're going to sand and get it down so it's nice, and then we're going to go on to the next, and we'll worry about rounding the edges later. I may just have you bring the tabletops back in along with the leg supports to school, and I'll bring them home and I'll run them through my router table and put the edge on it so it's a nice round edge. But we'll work on that later on. That's something closer to the end of the project, probably just before we start putting it together. So this is what we're going to cover this week. Next week I probably won't be doing a video because the school is going to be closed on Wednesday, so there won't be a whole lot going on. But the following week we should have the wood, and I'll hopefully have it cut down in the sizes that we need to send home for you people at home. And hopefully we'll have all the wood discs for the birch bark discs for the 4th and 5th graders to be able to start their projects. And 4th and 5th graders, you will be sanding those discs before we start gluing them together. So until then, I hope everybody has a good day and a safe week. Talk to you then. Bye.